Features that Osu needs. Osu hasn't gotten any new features at all, like the 2015 version of Stable still looks like the same to the current version. That's because everything's getting shifted towards Osu Lazer, a newer version that is planning to replace the Stable version of Osu. So will anything in this video get ported to Osu? Probably not, lol. But we can hope they'll be on Lazer, right? Osu calls itself a practice client for getting better at the official game by having tools at your disposal that Osu does not provide for some reason. Well, they have their own unique mods in the client, but I don't really see how adding a bunch of novelty mods you'll only play once will add to the game. The features I do see providing use are the practice tools that help the users to improve at the game. Opening up the mod menu and you'll have settings that allow the user to adjust every setting of the map, from the approach rate to the BPM. This helps if you want to practice reading low AR or training speed, for example, as well as unlocking more options to play, thus increasing the replayability of the game. I've personally clocked hours into Osu solely for this feature, and it's a good step forward for Lazer to include this. But there are other features that Osu Lazer hasn't implemented yet. Being able to select parts of the map you want to play. This is so you can solely practice the part you're struggling without needing to waste time playing up to that part. People will make separate diffs of the part they want to play, which works, but it's just easier to press shift. Also, a skip feature between breaks would be nice to save time. Although breaks are good to preserve stamina or to adjust pen grip, sometimes a sudden pause can throw off your momentum. And then some maps have long ass breaks because the mapper was lazy. Like, dude, you couldn't just throw in some sliders here. But the best feature in Osu is that this game runs better than this piece of shit. You're able to play with anyone in a multi-lobby, doesn't matter what rank they are, which is great, but then you pick a map and it's either going to be too hard or too easy for them. So you'll have a group of players at the top FCing the map while the newer players are struggling to live at the bottom. So why not open up all the other discs for everyone to play? It won't be balanced, but people join these multi-lobbies just to have fun, not to compete, so that won't be a big deal in the first place. Other rhythm games have this option of playing different difficulties, but the reason why Osu doesn't have this is probably because some maps can break this. You put long stream and practice maps into the lobby. I don't know why you would, but that's not gonna work, because each diff is a different song, length, and BPM, so the lobby wouldn't be in sync. One person is gonna finish first, and then have to wait in silence until everyone else finishes. There's also maps that have the intro, or just skip it completely, or have different parts of the song mapped, modifying the length. Having some sort of automated system that can detect maps with these issues, or just having beat map nominators tag maps that can be compatible with multi-lobbies could work. Just like the free mod icon, you would be able to toggle this feature on and off in multis, so you wouldn't be able to sneakily change it to an easier diff during a tournament. Ew, tournaments? Did you know that Osu is played on a competitive level? Well, I mean, you probably would know that already if you watch this channel, but the average player wouldn't know about this because it's hidden in the tournament's forum tag. And let's be real, who actually browses the forums? But then the other question is, who wants to even play tournaments in the first place? You have to go through the process of qualifying, and then you have to schedule your next matches at 2 AM, and then you waste your weekends. So instead, what Osu should do is to copy what every multiplayer game does. We add a ranked competitive mode into Osu, so it removes all the scheduling, waiting, and practicing you find in a tournament and solely focus on playing the matches. This feature actually exists with Hello Watch's unofficial Osu matchmaking. It's fucking dead though. But what about the D-rankers? Aren't they gonna ruin ranked mode as well? Well, the solution to that is we'll have two separate ranks. The current one being used right now, and then your competitive rank. There's this bot called Elite Box that does this by having dual rank, which is measured by your tournament history. Get a good score, and your score rating goes up based on the star rating. This formula is much more accurate for active tournament players, because there's more of a reward to get a good score in a tournament match than to gain rank, for example.
If there's good or better and 200k. Well, let's check it out real quick. 1,000? Wait, 1,000 hours? 200k? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's higher than my one. Look at that dual rating, 17k. He can play 5.9 star maps fine. He has better ratings than you! Oh my god, that's hilarious.
There really is an incentive for these type of people to rank up. because they won't be able to win harder tournaments. When you win a Valorant match, for example, your MMR and rank goes up, thus going against harder players for every win. But then when you win an Osu tournament, your rank stays static, and you can still play at the same level against the people you thrash and then farm Osu supporter from all the winnings. By forcing people out of easier rank ranges with an MMR or rank system, it makes it more balanced for the lower players. So how would I imagine this rank feature? So basically, we copy Valorant and then any other competitive shooter. We can start off with having different rank formats like solos, duos, squads, and in a battle royale mode, yeah, don't mind me, I'm just looking at Fortnite right now. Map pools should be on rotation, as well as having frequent updates and changes to them with every season. A bot would ref the matches, so things won't take a long time. You know when a ref forgets to put on MP timer and you end up waiting for 5 minutes for the next map. Yeah, don't worry, none of that human error or scuffness. This feature would be healthy for the competitive side of the game, as it exposes more people since it offers an accessible way to play at a competitive level, as well as people like me who likes playing against people but doesn't want to deal with the headache that tournaments provide. So these are some simple features that I think would benefit Osu to attract newer players, as well as keep long-term veterans to play in the game. Because there really isn't a lot to Osu outside of gameplay compared to other video games. Something that allows you to progress, like a story mode for example, would make the game more engaging to newer players and add more depth to Osu. But that might be out of scope and too long to discuss in this video. It's clear that if there is a chance for these features to be added, then they will be on Lazer, as the developers pretty much abandoned Osu stable. The development on Lazer started in 2015, and now 8 years later, there are all these improvements and new features to Lazer, but it doesn't make me or the majority of the player base give up on stable Osu since you don't get PP or score in Lazer. As far as I'm aware, Lazer still has a long way to be fully released, despite being so long in development. So the possibility of getting any of these features, if they do add them, would be in the far future, but as for now, we're pretty much going to be stuck with the same old stable client for a while, and that's kind of the reality of the situation. Also, remove the pedophiles from the game.